This morning, we're going to move overseas now to new fighting in the Middle East after a pair of Israeli airstrikes killed the Islamic Jihadi leader in the Gaza Strip and targeted a second commander in the Syrian capital, Damascus. Islamic Jihad has responded by launching at least 50 rockets towards Israel. No Israeli casualties have been reported, and this all comes amid escalating tensions with Iran, which backs the Islamic groups on Israel's border. Michael?
All right, George.
Fresh fighting has broken out between Israel and militants in the Gaza Strip. It follows Israel's killing of Baha Abu al-Atta, a senior commander of the Palestinian militant group Islamic Jihad. Dozens of rockets have been fired into Israel in response. You can see there in this dashcam footage. More airstrikes are being carried out on sites in Gaza. At least one Palestinian has been killed. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is warning of prolonged tensions in Gaza. The Palestinian presidency has called for international pressure to stop the Israeli attacks. We can go now to our correspondent Tom Bateman, who is on the Israeli-Gaza border. And Tom, since this killing, we have seen the firing go both ways. Very tense.
Yeah, Philippa, this is the town of Sderot in southern Israel, just a couple of miles from the Gaza Strip. And let me show you what's happening here, because these firefighters have spent the last 2 hours at least trying to douse the flames of this warehouse. It took a direct hit from rocket fire from the Gaza Strip. I was chatting to the man who owns the site here and said that he was very nearby, and it was only a matter of luck that his employees weren't there at the time because they hadn't yet arrived for work. But he said everything else inside that, all of the stuff he owned, is now history. As we turned up, we heard 3 very loud blasts, which appeared to be more interceptions by Israel's anti-missile system, shooting down another barrage of rockets from the Gaza Strip. And as you said, the trigger for this was the killing this morning of Abu al-Atta, who commanded hundreds of fighters in the Gaza Strip for that group, Palestinian Islamic Jihad. The significance of that targeted air raid is that it is a very rare use of a so-called targeted assassination by Israel against the militant leader in Gaza. And it said it did that because it regarded him as posing an imminent threat to Israeli civilians and to soldiers. The Israeli Prime Minister described him as a ticking bomb. He had largely been regarded as acting outside of the influence, increasingly, of the dominant militant faction in Gaza, Hamas, including a barrage of rockets after protests at the perimeter fence and those rising tensions around 10 days ago or so. And we've had waves of Israeli airstrikes in response to the rocket fire now over the Gaza Strip. At least one Palestinian killed. The Israelis said he was attempting to launch rockets towards Israel.
Tom Bateman, thank you very much.